Welcome everybody to the Team Chess Battle. This is the final quarterfinal, and this is an incredibly awaited and anticipated match by chess fans across the world. I think that it's safe to say that this format has taken the chess world by storm, and today we have an incredibly special treat with the final quarterfinal between Hikaru Nakamura, who plays with Levi Rosman, and they face off against Jordan van Foreest and Eric Hansen, two incredibly high-powered teams that take each other on. This is going to be incredible. We will get to the games very soon, but first, I want to know where the players stand, how they feel. So let's start with you, Hikaru and Levi. Hikaru, I'll start with you. You're fresh off a plane ride from Germany. How are you feeling, and how are you going to manage this different format given that you just played some classical chess?
Well, it's 10 minutes, so at least I can think. I think Levi has pretty set openings, at least as far as I've seen. So he can play the openings, we get positions, and just play. So I feel pretty good about our chances today.
Levi, what about you?
Yeah, I just want to do better and create more memorable content than Danny and Anish did. I also feel like a little kid at the playground. Like, my lifetime score against Eric Hansen on Chess.com is 0 wins and 10 losses. And I feel like I'm bringing an older sibling now, and like now I'm going to stand up to the guy who's destroyed me for like 6 years. With Jordan, we've only ever played 30-second chess, but it would probably also be 10-0. So I'm excited. This is very fun. Tough matchup we got today.
Jordan and Eric, speaking of brothers, you guys have known each other for a long time. You have some team camaraderie developed. Eric, I'll start with you. How are you approaching this match, and do you think that your friendship, knowing Jordan and his ins and outs, do you think that that's going to give you an edge, and how are you approaching the distribution of responsibilities in this match in general?
I was hoping to give Jordan all the responsibility. He's the active player, but no, actually, I think we'll be fine in terms of chemistry. Although I think Jordan was trash talking a little bit towards the wrong team before we started. We might have to play bullet match before we do this blitz battle. But no, I think it should be okay. I'm pretty rusty. I did play in this format and did okay a long time ago, and it was a lot of fun versus Danny and Robert. But I have a feeling today the opposing team will not be as dysfunctional as that team was, any team that Danny touches. So we're gonna have to definitely bring our A game, but yeah, I am hoping that Jordan does most of the heavy lifting.
Jordan, Eric is hoping that you do most of the heavy lifting. Are you prepared to do most of the heavy lifting?
No. I'm planning to pass it all on to Eric. But really, I think our success depends also on the other team, like how much they'll be communicating and stuff. So I think Eric and me will do fine in that respect, and yeah, I'm looking forward.
Well, so am I. So is the entire chess world. So let's get down to business. Let's have a quick look at the bracket before I send you all to your separate rooms. Obviously, the chess will do all of the talking, but this is the one time that cliche isn't true, because the players will do a lot of talking as well. Here we see the 3 semifinal teams, Fabiano and Christian, defeating the anticipated team of Anish and Danny with a little bit of infighting there. They will face off against Wesley and Alice. And on the other side of the bracket, the 2 retired chess players managed to pull off a swindle yesterday against Peter and Jan. And Robert and I will take on the winner of this match between Jordan and Eric, and Hikaru and Levi in the second semifinal. And the winners of those semifinals will face off in the incredible Team Chess Finals. The format is the same as yesterday as all of the quarterfinals. The time control, 10 minutes per side with a 10-second increment. These teams will play 2 games, and if one team wins, then the match ends. If the match ends in a 1-1 tie, as it did yesterday, then we will go to an Armageddon in which the players bid for their time. And in the Armageddon, black gets straws. But we will cross that bridge if and hopefully when we get there. This is going to be a super exciting match. And as usual, we will toggle between the players. I will do very little talking. I will try not to get into the way of what will hopefully be some really combative and exciting chess. Eric, Jordan, Levi, Hikaru, best of luck to all of you. It's going to be a super exciting match. And with that, we send you off to your separate rooms. And once again, I will try to stay as out of the way as possible, folks. I know that everybody is a fan of somebody. You want to hear how these players are chewing through their moves. So I will only get on the screen when I think it's essential to explain a certain line, a certain calculation. But most importantly, my job is to get as far out of the way as possible. I got the best seats in the house, but I'm just going to help people appreciate the complex and exciting chess that is sure to be played. And we will be sure to get the perspectives of both of these teams. Even if you're a vehement fan of one of the pairs, please understand we want to get both of their perspectives. So please be respectful. We will try to toggle based on who's got the more interesting position. And with that, we throw it to the players. Let's let them take the floor. Best of luck, and here we go.
2 games?
Good question. Yeah, I think it's 10 plus 10, 2 games, and then if 1-1 Armageddon.
You put pressure on Hikaru usually, so we can definitely.
Yeah. Do you think we should like aim for complex positions or not? Like maybe it's smarter to aim for simple positions.
To have
given
some
we're playing
longer
mostly
games
against
and try
Hikari.
to. Yeah.
Oh, we're already starting. Yeah. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Let's just go. So I mean,
You're
you can
doing
play the
E4?
opening
You
E4.
wanna
And,
go E4?
yeah, let's go with E4.
All right,
Yeah.
all right.
Sure.
Now I'm planning
I mean,
on you
that's
to
so
carry. I can hold the mouse. I have steady.
But I think like you're very good with the quick tactics, and I'm not. So that's like making up for each other. And like openings, maybe I'm a bit better. And then okay, we'll just see how it goes.
Yeah.
They're already deciding here, so that's good, I guess. And I think we should put some pressure on the clock, I guess. That's always a good thing.
Are you traveling right now?
I'm on a training camp, so
Okay.
in the
then
Netherlands,
you have to
actually.
say.
Yeah. Okay, so you play the advanced, right? So
I used to.
at
I
least
can play
think so.
that. I can play the 2 knights. What do you prefer? Knight F3, Knight
No,
C3,
I mean
or advance? Advance, I'm not very booked up these days. I don't remember much, but
we can go Knight F3, Knight C3, like keep it real solid, slow.
I think Hikaru likes to play Bishop G4 there, but that's fine.
Yeah. And then we go H3, I guess.
You want to
or
go Knight
something
C3
like
or
that.
D?
So messed up. Okay, whatever. Let's just go. Okay, enough fooling around. Okay, so yeah, C6, Knight 3, D5. So what am I allowed to say or not say since I just played Knight C3?
You could say anything. I mean, what's the line? You want to play DE or Bishop G4 or?
I mean, what do you like? I mean, it's more about you than me because I obviously can play any of these lines. I mean, it's more like what's going to be interesting for you than me.
Well, I know you like G6. I don't mind G6. But
no, I mean G6 here. No, I mean you got to play.
G4.
You got to play like HN, of course, which is Bishop G4. Yeah.
Yeah, we can.
That's yeah.
Can play the professional variation.
This is so bad that I think I'm just going to take one of my games and pop it up and make random moves with no evaluations or lines or anything on. This is so bad. Okay. So yeah, because basically I can't show your screen to chat, obviously. So, yeah. What did they play?
H3, Bishop F3, Queen F3. You want to go Knight F6 or E6?
I would probably play Knight F6. Okay,
this is the Jordan.
Yeah.
We're playing Jordan stuff against him. All right, Knight F6.
And that is if I can ever find the Zoom again. There we go. Okay, yeah. This is so funny.
Well, we're the first people playing in the event who are also streaming our games, probably, right?
Right, yeah. So, all right. Let's see how much time they've got. 9:40. Yeah, I mean, all this is very basic, right? I mean, this is what Hans played against me, I think, if I remember correctly. So
yeah, Jordan. I learned this like Knight F6 G6 concept from a Jordan game at some point.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
G6 or E6? What do you want to go for?
Well, I mean, I played G6. It wasn't this exact position. I played it in one of the Gibraltars many years ago. I mean, I don't know. It's up to you. What do you like more?
We could, if G6 is fine here, we could go for G6.
Yeah, I mean, it's really up to you. Yeah, if you like G6 more, then let's just go with G6. Let's go G6. I mean, it's an opening, Levy. I mean, literally, like, come on. Like, I mean, I look at chessable courses that are done by people whose ratings I think are lower than yours, and I'll still play their opening. So, I mean, in the opening, it doesn't matter.
It's like 2,000, you know?
I don't know about 2,000s, but like...
there are people who are like 1,900, 2,000. Yeah, it's... Do we take on E4 here, or do we play D4 or E6? What's the move?
Yeah, in this position... Let me think about this. Yeah, I mean, probably... I don't know. I mean, e6 feels like the right approach here. I think d4 is generally wrong if you've played g6. I think when you go e6, d4 is reasonable, but I think when you've gone g6, you're not supposed to play d4. So I'd probably just play e6 here.
I see. That makes sense. Yeah, d4, and also white can start with some attacks. I'm always just worried about this knight.
Talk about this a little bit later. E6.
Okay.
But I'm enjoying it. I'm enjoying it for sure.
good to
It's
hear.
got a lot of good prospects on it. So E6. I feel like I might have played this with black.
You think just d3 is safe? Then we can always play like castles or queen e2.
I think here we should be a little bit more ambitious. Like we
d4.
might want to play with d4, but castles first, and then we can stay flexible between d4, like castles, bishop g7, and then even rook d1 is an idea.
So you're telling me for sure we don't have to worry about bishop h6. It's not a trick at all in any position.
No. That's. I don't think that's a big deal. Like
Okay.
bishop g7, that's like pseudo wisdom. I think it's
Okay.
looks really smart, but it probably isn't. That's what I think. But
No,
yeah,
that's
so-
good. That's right. I was just I just don't want to be tricked in the opening.
What do you think of rook d1 here? You think it makes some sense, like castles d4, and then try to, like knight bd7? They might play. I don't know if that makes a lot of sense.
So I guess we have to discuss. Are we gonna? I'd be very happy a position where we get in d4, they take on e4. We just play with the c3 d4 structure, bishop pair. That's great.
Yeah.
Rook d1. I guess we're trying to do what? Provoke d4, then knight b1, d3, queen e2, the usual stuff. Is that?
Yeah, or knight e2. So I think if
I know sometimes they go like
d4,
knight. The queen can get stuck a little bit, but I guess not here without d3. I guess the queen is fine on f3. So you think rook d1 kind of puts a little bit more pressure than?
Yeah, let's go rook d1. I like it. Looks cannot be too bad. For now, it's like anyway. Critical moment will be later, right? I don't think rook d1 is anything too bad. Like maybe they'll castle d4 and then play some random move. But if knight b,
Maybe a thing since they played rook d1. I assume they want to go back to like b1 and a3 though. If I had to guess, I mean, I don't know. I think all moves are decent here.
I can castle if you.
Yeah, I mean, all moves are decent. Like you can't play a bad move here. I mean, d4 is fine. Castles is fine.
We got like 10,000 people watching. I think they can play a bad move.
Yeah, probably, but just do whatever you want.
Oh, I don't know about that. All right, well, I would play knight bd7.
It's completely fine. Yeah.
All right, well. All right. You know, I'm a little worried. You look at bishop g5 and e5, you start getting a little scared.
Yeah, it's fine. You just go h6.
That's fair. That is fair. It is a resilient position. So do we put the pawn on a6 to get all the pawns on light squares and unlock like a chess.com accomplishment? Or do we just leave? Do we play a5, a4?
Oh, if you put all the pawns on a light square, wait, is that like a Rosen score or something?
I'm just providing content for whatever clips are going to get cut out of this event.
Yeah, no, I mean, but like you could do that. You could play a5. I mean, everything is good. Everything is good here.
What's a standard middle game plan here though? Because like I get here and now I don't really.
I mean, you can obviously play very boring with d takes e4 and then just trade in the center of the board and just kind of play the position. I mean, you can also maybe go b5 possibly. I mean, I think most ideas though revolve around trading on e4. Almost all the ideas. You just trade on e4 and you try to be very, very solid here.
Okay.
But I could be wrong on that. But I think that's how it works.
So now the question is, do we play a5, a6, or do we do nothing? Or do we take on e4?
Again, I mean, this is really, really basic sort of weird stuff. I would say, I mean, I think both moves are fine. You can take or play a5. I mean, this is just a very boring game. If I'm being honest, it's just not really super exciting. I mean, if you want it to be simpler, you should trade on e4 if you want it to be simpler. But I don't think there's anything wrong with a5 either. I mean, maybe the point with a5 is that if they take on d5, there's some knight b5 maybe, but I don't know. I mean, I don't really care that much. I'd probably just play a5.
Yeah, that's what I did.
Yeah.
And e5 is nice for us, right? I mean, e5, knight e8, and we just...
Maybe. I mean, I don't know. Maybe that's the point is with a4, a5 now, they move the knight to e2 and then c5, c3 or something. I mean, but this shouldn't be that bad. There's always f6 somewhere, so I think it's completely fine.
Yeah, I was going to say, when we played a5, and now if we go for c5 stuff, they might get a knight to b5 and d6, but our knight is always going to e8, so...
Yeah, this is like way too proper of a game. It's like something
we need to reroute our knight to f4 and d3, because otherwise it's going to be pretty easy to play for black. That's so...
Okay, we have to do something. We can go h4 here,
Yeah,
maybe.
yeah. I
Yeah,
agree.
okay, let's
I
do it.
was just about to suggest it.
Yeah,
'Cause,
keep it really flexible. Yeah.
okay,
Because
so
now
let's
e5, 98, h5 is also a real threat, actually.
yeah,
Maybe.
and maybe we can go.
Oh,
Okay.
okay, so they take. Okay, but now we're safe, no? I mean, we're not much better, but we're safe.
Mhm.
Like take, knight f6, queen e2, c3, all the usual moves.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Queen e2, we're good with, right? Looks good
Yeah.
to me.
I mean, maybe some other squares
Probably
better,
bishop
but no.
f3, king g2, c3. Those are probably the moves. I mean, they're going to play.
Yeah, no, I really like our position here. Like, they can never really break with c5 because b5 is weak. So
Yeah.
e5 is the only break we really have to watch out for, actually.
Yeah, I've had this
Um,
kind of structure a little bit before.
So they're probably gonna put like a rook on e8 or something and try to play for e5. But even whenever they go e5, we can take. Once we have
Yeah.
bishop on f3, we can. And
If they
king
go
on
rook
g2,
e8,
like
we might as well throw in c3 first or something.
yeah. I think now we have very simple play. I'm pretty happy here. Also here c3 looks fine, I guess.
Just throw it in.
I mean, queen b3. There's always rook a3. Do you like the idea of putting the queen on c4, or like do you think that's unnecessary?
I like it.
Like bishop. Okay.
But the problem is here, queen c4, e5.
Time for a quick debrief. We're out of the opening and into the middle game. And definitely, I think both sides are happy here. Jordan and Eric are happy to get a solid and slightly better position. There's no question White is slightly better. White's got the bishop pair. White's got some activity on the king side. At the same time, this is a position both Levy and Hikaru are very familiar with. Both of them are Caro-Kann players. Hikaru likes these positions in blitz. And Black is essentially adopting a waiting strategy. This is bunker chess from the Black side. You're probably not going to see a c5 break that opens up the bishop. e5 break is unlikely. White controls that square. So I'm anticipating a pretty long maneuvering battle. The clock might come into the equation, but this is a pretty slow start, but it's a slow burn. But we know that there's going to be a payoff. Two very different team strategies. Let's jump back in and watch the beginning of what promises to be a very exciting middle game.
I would go. I mean, knight e5, queen c5, queen c7 is also completely fine though. So,
all right,
I mean,
I'll
rook
double.
d7 is fine. Yeah,
I'll double. I was gonna say knight d5 or rook d7 because we don't have any other move. So,
yeah. But the great thing here is that I mean, you could play this game without me because they're literally you just sit and wait here. You put the rooks on the d file and you wait for White to go c4 or g4, and that's all there is in the position. That's
hey, I could definitely play the game without you. I don't know if I would not lose, but I can make the moves.
Yeah, because I mean, one thing that like the top players have learned because they study a lot more for these top tournaments is that like once you use Stockfish enough, you basically learn that you can just do anything. You can play a random move, doesn't have to be good, doesn't have to have a plan. You just play some silly waiting move, and there's nothing wrong at all. So like in general, like that's one of the things top players have learned from like Stockfish is in a lot of positions you don't have to do anything at all. You just wait. But it's very hard for like players at your level and maybe like even weaker GM sometimes to just sit on the position and not have an active plan. It can be very tricky to do that.
So like, let me ask you, I want to play rook d8, but then I'm like, is bishop g5 a concern?
I mean, rook d8, bishop g5, then just move the rook to c8. I mean, that's why I've said boring probably 100 times already because it's on them to do something interesting. As long as you don't actually hang a piece, you're not going to lose the game. Like rook d8, rook c8 or something.
Yeah, but see now what? I mean, knight d5. Like now I want to play.
But now what for them? I mean, they have the white pieces. They have to prove it. They played the boring line in this Caro-Kann with knight c3, knight f3, and it's on them to prove it, not us. I mean, they're the guys with the white pieces. Like this is a psychological thing, but that's why like when you play with Black, if your opponent wants to play boring and not be very exciting with the white pieces, then that's fine. Just sit, make the draw, and move on.
So. Rook e8, king h7, rook c8.
Probably not king h7. I'd probably go rook c8 because the one idea they do have here is to try and maybe go rook e5 somewhere. Maybe I'd probably just play rook c8 actually.
Okay, rook e6 doesn't work. So
nope. Yeah, like on bishop g5, you can always go knight d5 potentially. You can also just play like queen d8, queen c7. And as long as you don't allow something to happen on the king side with g4 or sacrifice, we're completely fine.
Is knight d5 and c5 ever an idea?
I mean, I wouldn't do it unless white provokes you, because
Okay.
then you're just, if you play c5, you're just opening up a diagonal, and you're also opening up the d file as well. That's why, like, these positions, it can be very annoying to play against them with the white pieces, because you really want to be active, and if your opponent just sits here and is solid with black, it's very hard, because the only thing white has are pawn breaks. There's c4, b4, or g4. There are very few pawn breaks in the position for white.
Okay, so I mean, I could just go rook d8, rook c8 until they get bored.
In a way, yes, you could. I mean, I probably wouldn't do that, but you could. Because the only plan that white has is to try and go g4, maybe try and put a rook on e5 or something. But again, very, very hard. Very, very, very hard for white to prove anything here.
Yeah, but then what do I play if not rook d8, rook c8? Like
rook e8, rook c8, queen d8, queen b6, queen c7, queen b6.
Wow, okay. Queen c7. You're not worried about like bishop f4?
Queen b6 back, what's the big deal?
So bishop f4, bishop e5, like there is nothing scary, right?
Yeah, so here, I mean, as long as you...
So let's try to make a couple of quick moves. But 5 minutes is plenty, of course. I'm just not really sure, like, how else can we improve our position? Like,
we wait for the knight to move and we go g4 and we attack. The knight's not going to move, but then...
No, but so far so good. I think this is a good position for this game.
I mean, the goal is to get them to continue talking every single move, so not to give obvious moves. Double?
Okay, yeah. I mean, you never know. Maybe we can sack on e6 at some point or something. Now bishop c1 back is like our...
I want there to be a situation where Hikaru is just like getting tilted or telling the moves.
Yeah.
That's the goal.
Yeah. We have to make it a long game, you know? Get them... Like, is queen c5 an idea here?
Just queen c5. So queen c5, knight d5.
Yeah, knight d5 for sure. And c4, and then... No, that's very ugly, just...
We can't weaken the d4 pawn. That gives him too much play. So...
Yeah. Let's go bishop f4, see where they go, maybe? I don't know. And then we can always go back to c1 as well. Oh, maybe queen b3 was an idea. Just to take.
Yeah.
Even after bishop e5, you just go queen d8 and then knight d5. Okay, yep, that's good. Did they just make a repetition? They did, right?
Yeah, they went to b3 with the queen.
So what? I mean, maybe here you just go like king h7, maybe. Yeah, I'd go king h7 here.
Yeah, because bishop f6, g4, just, I mean, that will be better there, I feel like.
Yeah. If they open up the king side, will be better. The only way they can be better is if you move the knight and they get some g4 and they're able to capture the bishop. But I don't think it's really all that special.
Yeah. G4 doesn't actually... No, I mean, G4, even, like knight d5, it's actually really hard for them to get G4 with our knight being on the board. So
yeah, I mean, there's also some like Slav structures. Maybe not Slav. I'm trying to think. There's some D4 openings too where you get the setup where not D4. Sorry, I'm thinking of the Scandinavian where you get the same setup where you get like C3 and D4 versus E6 and C6 structure.
I'm gonna go to D8.
Before, right? Yeah, go ahead.
I'm gonna go to D8.
Yeah, this you have to be careful. You go to C8, maybe there's some Queen B6, but still, really not scary. But yeah, like there's some Scandinavians where you get the same pawn structure with C3 D4 versus C6 E6. But generally, these positions are just very, very annoying to play with white. Even though white's supposed to be a little bit better, it's very hard to come up with any specific plan.
If Bishop E5 can. If
bishop e5, I would play knight d5.
Okay, so trading the dark squared bishops is nice for us.
Well, yeah, because basically, if the dark squared bishops come off the board, then white doesn't really have any way to break through. Like, there's actually no way to break through. Yeah, you can even just put the rook on h8 and sit. So, yeah, as they play. Okay, knight d5, of course, just go for it. Why not? They'll probably play queen c2 here if I had to guess, but you still just go king g8. I mean, there's just nothing white can do here.
Okay, I'm not playing queen b6. Queen
c7, rook h. I mean, rook h8 necessary? It might be because there's some bishop h5. I mean, I'm sure it doesn't work, but I mean, here I'd probably just play Queen C7, honestly.
Queen C7, Bishop H5, GH. What was the calculation?
Rook G5, King F6, and then you run back.
You were just saying like there might be Queen D1, and so you just go to F6. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you could also just play Rook H8 here as well. I mean, Rook H8 is also completely fine if you're afraid. Like you just go, but like you can go Rook H8, Knight F6, and Queen C7.
Yeah, I'll be solid. Bishop D5, CD,
CD5, CD,
yeah,
CD,
and CD and
okay, Queen
Knight F6, Queen C7.
I mean, okay, what's the idea here for white? There is no idea. So I mean, I would probably just play Queen C7, Queen D8. I know it's really cheesy, but I think it's completely fine.
Okay, and Rook E6 never works.
Yeah, you just take and then go Knight F6 blocking.
Yeah.
No, the main point here is like I think like it's important that we move fast because we can really put the pressure on them because they have to come up with a plan. And it's not easy to come up with a plan here.
Wow, and
or wait, did we allow C4? Wait, did I just actually get a little bit sloppy? Is there C4 here? Probably C4, Knight F6, Queen C3, Queen B6, so it should still be fine. But that actually is something we have to be careful about because I just noticed it. We do have to be a little bit careful.
Knight F6, you'd play?
Yeah, I think I would play Knight F6 here. Just be solid. Don't do anything exciting. I mean, the only question is there anything that's misplaced here? Like, I mean, the Rook on H8 is fine. The Knight on F6, of course, is great. The Queen and the Rooks are fine.
Can we move the Rook from H8 now that the Knight is on F6?
I mean, it's obviously possible. The only thing is, where's the Rook? I mean, maybe there's a Rook B8, B5 idea maybe down the road, maybe. But again, there's no need for it in the situation. Yeah. Like, really, we should just be solid. Wait for them to make a big blunder. Okay, Queen C4. I mean, even Queen B6 again is completely fine here.
The idea Queen C5? Is that like?
But then you trade because here with only Bishop versus Knight, it can't. Well, maybe that's an idea. I mean, I'm also wondering what's wrong with just Knight D5. Honestly, again, like Knight D5 looks completely fine.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
I would just put the Knight on D5, and until they force you to go away, like there's nothing they can really do.
Queen C5, we play
just Queen C5 here.
Oh, Queen C5. Okay, let's go. I don't think it blunders anything. B6, Queen C4. Like, if we could ever like force an exchange like Bishop D5, CD5, Queen C7, Rook C7, and then we have like a Rook to B3, it would be nice, but I don't think that's possible. So solid.
Well, we shouldn't touch the C-pawn pretty much ever.
Rook G5 is a blunder.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, let's go Queen C4 back. I don't see anything better. Let's just move around and about.
Queen C7.
Okay, Queen E2 back, I guess. Maybe Rook A1 as well. That's an idea.
Queen E2 you want to do? At some point, I thought we should try to get our bishop to C4. We have to watch out for repetitions now, right?
Yeah. I mean, draw is not the worst case scenario. But
yeah, but we wanna
I want to put some more pressure. Yeah, I want to put pressure. Yeah, if we win this game, it will be really good. Okay, so Bishop E4, it's a move here or not?
Mm-hmm. It's a move.
But then Knight F6, I don't know. Like, I feel like we're losing some square.
The problem with Bishop E4 is maybe F6, Rook E6, Knight C7 could be annoying. Our Rook might be stuck. Is that right?
Yeah.
I guess we can take on D5 if F6. So you're worried about so Queen C7 or
I'm not sure. I'm looking at Rook A1 here somehow. Makes no sense probably. Queen D2 also move. I don't think it blunders. But yeah, it's really hard to find anything. I mean, if we get lucky, at some point C4 and then like Queen C3 and then like, D5 break. Like Queen C7, C4, Knight F6, Queen C3. But it still doesn't look like... Oh, wait.
Well, sometimes like the thing there is sometimes you have this Bishop H5, D5, Rook G5 thing, but they don't take back on H5 and they take on D4. Then you just end up being significantly worse. We're down.
Okay, we shouldn't lose. Yeah. Okay. I think it's just Hikaru playing, yeah? Very
Yeah.
annoying.
Queen C2?
Queen C2, sure. Yeah, I don't know what to do here.
I would just go queen d8, exactly. Just keep
Yeah.
waiting. Yeah, I mean, this is the thing, is that it's on them. They have to come up with the idea. And since I'm paying attention to chat, someone like people are saying it's I don't want to be here. That's not what it is. I'm just very unenthused by the opening that they played. It's just not something that lends itself to an exciting game. That's the problem.
Well, I might go queen c7 back, so
yeah, I would just go queen c7.
I'm just not trying to get hit with rook e6 at any point, but it never works.
Yeah, as long as there's no bishop h5 or rook e6 trick, there's nothing they can do. Queen b3, I mean, just queen d8, of course. I mean, I feel like on some level they're trying to get us to fall asleep with the wheel, but the problem is they're down on time. Yeah, king g2, I just queen c7 again. Why not? Yeah.
Yeah, they're still down 2 minutes. No, but I mean, it's match strategy. We just held effortlessly with black, and hopefully we put some pressure with white. So,
well, I mean, this would work. Like, this would be fine to play with the white pieces if we were down to like 30 seconds. Like, I feel pretty confident that if I had white here with 30 seconds on the clock, I would probably win this in most cases, because you create some silly thing like c4, you do something to imbalance it when the time is really low. But that's not the case here. Queen c4, yeah. I mean, what, queen d8, queen b6. I'd play queen d8 probably.
I'm gonna go queen d8. I'm just trying to see if we ever had this, but I don't think we did. Okay, I don't.
Rook a1. I don't know. Queen b6 is probably fine here. Queen c7. I mean, literally.
You're not worried about rook a3, rook b3?
What's the rook doing? You still play a queen d8? Where's the rook going? I mean,
it's a fair point.
Yeah, I'd probably go queen b6 though, just to put some pressure on the pawn temporarily.
Yeah. They're probably going to play rook a2.
Yeah, but I mean, even if they get the rook to a3, rook b3, the rook on b3 still doesn't do anything. I mean, that's the thing. Like, it's just I know, obviously, I've said it 50 times, but it's just very boring because there's this position. There's very little meat. So, I mean, as someone in chat said, what do you want to play with white? Okay, queen e2, just sit and wait. Queen d8, why not?
I was going to say queen d8 probably. Okay. All right, well, they're definitely going to play rook a3. Like, I mean, listen, I know my 2650 ELO boys and how they try to beat me in Title Tuesday. They're definitely going to play rook a3, rook b3. So
yeah, and then you just keep waiting. Queen c7, queen d8, whatever.
Yeah, normally if I was by myself, I'd poop my pants. But, you know, in this case, I'm covered. So,
yeah.
Okay, queen b6 back. Okay, are they set on a repetition? Or are they gaining time?
I would go queen d8. I mean, there's nothing we can do. Yeah, it's a draw. Okay, yeah. Yeah, that was
solid.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't like their opening choice. I mean, it's because I've played many of these things. I think I actually won a game against Shanklin in the U.S. Championship with the same pawn structure that was similar. But the problem is in a blitz or rapid game, it's very hard because like there's no obvious active way. And you play like c4 or something, the d pawn's always very weak. I mean, I'm sure the computer says what.
Nope.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Game one is in the books. It is a draw, very level game, very solid play by Black.
We don't hear that.
Eric and Jordan, I'll start with you. You guys were trying to put some pressure out of the opening. Jordan, this is an opening that you have experience with from the Black side. How did you guys feel? Jordan, you can start coming out of the opening. Were you happy? And at which point did you kind of realize that things are just sort of fizzling out?
Was that for us?
Yeah, we just heard the end of that, man.
Yeah,
we don't.
We just got brought in.
Should I repeat the question?
Sure.
Yeah.
I was just starting with Eric and Jordan. Jordan, I'll start with you. This was an opening that you have experience with, I think, from both sides. You guys were pretty happy coming out of the opening. At which point did you realize that it was just sort of all fizzling out? And what are your impressions of the game in general? Jordan, I'll start with you, but I'll take all of your guys' opinions.
Yeah, I think we were trying to make them fall asleep, but instead we almost got ourselves to fall asleep. Maybe the one little mistake was to trade dark squared bishops, because then after that there really wasn't anything to be done. But otherwise it was a pretty normal game. I think it's just a very slow opening, and you can't always expect to get super much from this line. So I think they also just played pretty well, and they were very solid.
Eric, same type of opinion on the game?
Same opinion. I don't think we should trade the bishop pair, but at the same time, it's kind of waiting for them to commit or give us some squares, which it didn't seem like they were going to do. They held the structure pretty well, but we just have to keep a few more pieces on the board. But even then, it's still around equal. Just it was way too simple afterwards. The way they played. It's one of those positions that forces us to think a bit more how to break through, and then we end up being down on the clock. And you don't want to just press a position like this where there are no clear weaknesses. So yeah, we maybe made one small mistake, but such is chess. Didn't want to just go all in the first game if the position didn't ask for it. But I would have kept the bishop pair. That's all.
Levy, Hikaru, I'll throw it back to you. You guys are both perennial Caro-Kann players. This game kind of seemed to go according to plan. Was that the plan from the beginning? Was that the plan with a Caro-Kann? Or were you just going to take it in stride based on what Eric and Jordan played? Were you kind of set on playing super solid with black? And Hikaru, I guess I'll start with you. Levy.
Sure. Well, I mean, I guess first things first. Obviously, as far as this match goes, we didn't have time to really do any preparation ahead, so there wasn't a whole lot of strategy. I pretty much asked Levy what he wanted to play, and he wanted to play the Caro-Kann. And I think we got a very, very nice position or opening where essentially we had no issues whatsoever. I mean, I've also played this a lot out of like Scandinavians as well. There's several openings where you get the structure where white gets the pawns in the center with like b2 to d4, and then black has c6 and e6. And white is always a little bit better, but I just think it's very hard to prove. And in a blitz game, the time starts ticking because white has to come up with the ideas, and all of our moves were reactionary. And so it was very, very solid.
Yeah, I echo that. I've obviously played the Caro-Kann since I was an embryo. Yeah, I frequently find myself on the defensive side of these types of positions in like Title Tuesdays against guys that are as strong as Eric and Jordan, but frequently I don't have a candidate to, guide me and steer me, from falling off a cliff. So that was very nice, and I actually I got to learn a few things. It was kind of nice little chess lesson for me, and most importantly, I'm happy that now when this game counts for my record against the Eric Hansen Chess.com account. So now I have a draw. I can't believe they credited it, but now it's I don't have all.
At least
losses,
it was out
so.
for 10. If it was at
Yes.
9, I would have been a little salty.
Yeah, so it's you'll get 10 more. It'll be 20 to whatever happens in the next game. So hopefully it goes our way. And yeah, sorry it wasn't like a barn burner from the first game, but there's 1 or 2 more games left. So
Hey, I think it was a high-level game, no mistakes, and the next game is going to be a big payoff. Hikaru and Levy will have the white pieces, and we will let them take a couple of minutes to discuss their strategy for the second game. We remind you that if the second game is also drawn, then we will get an Armageddon. Before we do, quick reminder, don't miss the Collegiate Chess League this weekend. It's this Saturday, Battle of Champions. The St. Louis University and Webster go head-to-head. Both SLU and Webster boast a 4-1 season record and are tied for first place, but that spot is on the line in this matchup. Join Jolie and Anna Kramling on the official Chess.com streams and use !CCL in chat for everything that you need to know. We'll be back with the second team chess game of the quarterfinal on the other side of this short break.
This whole concept of just bulldozing the black king, jumping in there with the queen, and making sure the rook comes in with a ladder mate is everything this chapter is about.
Everything this chapter is about.
The point is, I don't want you to get a move that's not in the course and go, I don't know what to do.
I don't know what to do.
92% of games get to this position. From this position, white is winning about 60-70% of the time. And I think if you learn these lines, that very easily could be 75% or 80% for you.
C4 knight b5 is on the board, ladies and gentlemen. Jordan is getting closer and closer to a win.
Jordan is just playing marvelous chess. He's lost 0 games. So he's not taking risks.
Jordan van Foreest with impressive, amazing performance, amazing games, wins the last round. We are in for tie breaks, people. We have tie break between two Dutchmen, Anish Giri and Jordan van Foreest. We have the winner of the tournament, and it is Jordan van Foreest winning the dramatic Armageddon.
Basically it comes down to a lot of luck, so I don't know. He played the better chess, but maybe I played the faster chess in the end, and full credit to him. He played a really good tournament and he really deserved to win it. I mean, could have won both of his last games too, I think. But yeah, this is just how it goes.
And how do you feel?
Yeah, just on top of the world, I think. So a lot of feelings, but going through my head. But I think it still has to, still in a bit hit me, and I think that comes when all the interviews and stuff is done, and when I'm like at night in my bed trying to sleep, something like this.
We're back at the team chess battle. First game between Hikaru Levy and Eric and Jordan, ending in a very peaceful level draw. But the good news is that there is a second game where the colors are switched. We're going to get the players' takes very quickly on their thoughts going into this game, and then we will jump right into the action. Hikaru and Levy, I'll start with you guys. Can you share your general thoughts about your approach going into game two? You've got the white pieces. Are you prioritizing opening prep? Do you just want to get a fresh position? What's kind of going through your head right now?
We just want to win.
I agree.
That's because if we win, we get 1.5, and then we win the match.
Okay, it'll take me a while to process that math. Eric and Jordan, I mean, that's a lot to chew on right there. That's a pretty controversial statement.
Yeah, we just don't want to
win
lose,
as well. Yeah, we don't want to lose. So we can't
Yeah,
let
I mean,
them
any
get
other
11.5.
result is fine. Like, just don't want to lose. That's most important.
And
Like,
Jordan said that he and Eric are a pretty close matchup in Bullet. So after that, they could play 100 games. We could just spectate that, and we'll
Yeah,
see
yeah.
like that. Just a little bonus.
yeah, the real match is going down later tonight. Just so you know, everyone stay watching.
I did that with Aryan a few months ago in Toronto. It was good.
Did you win?
Barely. He did a lot better. It was the same argument, and he did a lot better than what I said he would do.
Wait, so you only won barely against Aryan, and you
This
think
was
you're a
in
big favorite
person.
against
This was
me?
in
Like,
person. This was in
okay.
person with pieces flying. But yes, he was tough.
Uh-huh.
Well, I
if
know you
ever
guys.
come visit, sorry, go ahead.
No, please continue, Jordan.
Yeah, no, if I
The
ever
floor is
come
yours.
visit in Toronto, we'll have a 100-game bullet match.
Come,
You know,
come during the candidates
with some stakes. Mm-hmm.
with some stakes.
Maybe.
But
Did you say you're going to play Bullet Chess for $100,000? Is that what you just said?
No, we're gonna
No,
play
100 games. 100 games.
Oh, 100 games. I thought he said 100. I was like, what?
No,
No.
All right. Okay. I mean, screw the candidates. Just watch that match. That's crazy. All right. It's 100
I mean,
games. not 100
maybe.
games.
Hey, I like
Yes.
bullet matches during the candidates. I can tell you those tend to be pretty fun.
Man
You
just
got to
like
invite Ali Reza.
single-handedly like messed with the live odds on betting websites for the previous candidates. You going to do it again, Donnie? You're going to play every candidate? in
I
100?
remember walking into the commentary studio and I tried to look all perked up, even though I got 2 hours of sleep. And I thought maybe nobody noticed. And then I realized like Gary Kasparov commented on it. And I was like, oh crap, I might be fired. But here I am. Here you guys are. I know everybody's anxious to see game 2. Good luck to all 4 of you. Thanks for the entertainment in game 1. Colors are reversed. We'll send you off to your separate rooms. I'll get out of the way. And off we are for the hopefully deciding game of the final quarterfinal team chess battle.
I meant, are you playing like real openings or are you playing like Vienna?
Well, if they play e4, e5, I was going to play your Vienna. I was going to play knight c3, g3, like your bishop
Okay,
c4.
okay, this one. Okay, yeah, that's fine. Yeah, no, I meant because I wasn't sure because like there are a lot of different ways to play it. So yeah, e4 is good. I like e4. I'm guessing they'll play a Sicilian though.
All right. You
That's
see
my
the game?
guess. Well, I'm just basically, yeah, I guess I do. Yeah.
All right. I went e4. Let's see what they do. I feel like they might go. Well, I don't know. We'll see.
Or are you on some delay too? Because I don't see it on your stream.
Oh, sorry.
it's all good.
Yeah, there it is. There it is.
It really doesn't matter. Like it's all good. Okay. Yeah. So okay, it's all good.
All right. Well, they're thinking on move 1, which is nice.
I don't know why they're thinking. I mean, I'm guessing that probably they're thinking about, I don't know, like maybe I don't know, maybe like I'm guessing they're debating whether to play
What?
game.
It aborted.
Oh, because they didn't move in time. So next game they should start with 20 seconds less, right? Because I mean,
Yeah. What the hell is that?
Yeah, they basically no. I mean, next game they've got to start with 20 seconds less. What did maybe they didn't realize? I mean, I find it hard to believe, but yeah, I mean that's it. It's over, right? We win. We won. They forfeit.
We won! Yay! Damn, that's crazy.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We have some riveting action in game 1. So complex and mysterious that I think the chat needs to be let in on exactly what's going on. 1 e4 has been played, and the world has stopped revolving around its axis. Black has 20 responses to this move. And Jordan and Eric are considering each and every one of them. No, just kidding. In reality, Eric is having some temporary internet issues. Looks like he went offline. They are not, in fact, spending 2 minutes on the first move. We're getting Eric back online. The game is going to be reset. And it looks like we have action. Remember that the lower rated player is controlling the moves. And we're off. The moves are now coming in. Eric is back online. Good news. Let's throw it back to the stars of the show. Game 2 is underway.
Start with bishop c4.
Well, no, but the bishop's opening is much different. Man.
Okay. Now, what do you normally? You don't go F4 here, right? You.
I've played everything. I played Bishop C4. I played F4. I played D4. I played G3. I mean, it's really
How
up
you
to
feel?
you.
G3.
G3, that's fine. Yeah.
You can.
It's
You'll
all
have
good.
to walk me through some of these moves because, like the critical, like the D5 stuff, I don't know that theory. But
You don't. Okay. Yeah, I've had this against Wesley a few times. I think.
no,
a
I
few
mean
times.
Vienna Gambit is wonderful below 2000, but it's Black has to know one line, and
because you also play the Queen F3 stuff, right? The F4 with Queen F3.
that's the one I recommend. Yeah, but I know there's D3 and Knight F3, and there's. I mean, you can.
Well, I mean, your game against Shuvalova wasn't particularly inspiring, so
No.
it's probably best to avoid that.
No, it wasn't. When you play real players, bad things happen. Bishop G2, there's no like tricks, right? There's no like.
No. Actually, what are they going to do? Are they going to play C6 maybe? Is that their idea to go C6 D5s? It's interesting.
Already there's some meta after.
Well, I mean, because if you don't play D5, I think in general, they're just going to play this one. Okay, I guess 92, right?
Yeah, I mean, do not look at me.
No, I was wondering if there's some trick with 92, knight G4,
Whoa.
castles H5.
I feel like this is going to be out of the Book of Jordan.
Yeah, this is just some standard position they're playing, but this should be very. I mean, again, I don't know. Maybe this is rigged to where they're trying to play stuff where you could play the whole game on your own. Again, this is all so easy. Go ahead. Go ahead and play all the moves.
Well, is it H3 or castle?
So you think it's good to throw in H5, H3, then D6, D3, like?
Well, I don't want to go crazy here, so unless like H5 really looks tempting.
But they're gonna go castles, D3, H3, King H2, and play for F4, right?
Yes. So I'm just trying to remember how to like counter this whole. Like I think at some point we want to go A4 for sure, and like provoke A3, B3, and then go knight D4. Okay, they go H3, so D6, I guess.
Yeah, whatever you feel comfortable with. These are all okay with me.
Yeah. Okay.
We got our pieces developed. It's okay.
Somehow it looks good to go A4.
I haven't played A4 in the structure, so that's new. But what you're saying, that would be new. That'd be new. A4, provoke A3, knight D4, and we take back with a bishop.
So what I also think is a decent thing here is like castles, and then like play H6, and even if they get like F4, like it's not that like we can go knight D4 and C6 and play for B5 and stuff, like even there. But okay, anyway. So I like A4 here, but
if you like A4 and you kind of understand it, then we can try it.
I think it's just generally not so bad. Like
doing it before castling gives us some options. So,
well, I think we're anyway gonna castle to the king side.
Yeah.
But here we get chances. Like we might get chances here if we're gonna be.
So let's say white castles. We're gonna play H6 or castle first.
No, A3 maybe as well as an idea. I don't know.
So
A3,
what happens
B3.
after? Okay, yeah, A3, B3. Then I thought we go like knight B1, C3 to try to play B4, but I've.
A much different tune in the second game. I will get out of everyone's way very shortly, but I figured I'd add my 2 cents because this is exactly the opening that Hess and I played yesterday in the Armageddon. Now, that game took a completely different vibe because Jana and Peter went for the early C6 D5 plan, which I think is Black's best approach. I actually think that despite the engine eval, I've got a lot of experience with these types of positions in rapid and blitz time controls. Black needs to be very, very careful because White has a very clearly defined plan. It's a very dangerous plan, and it's a plan that Hikaru has carried out very frequently, and that's to castle kingside, move the king away from this pin, and then essentially push F4 and start attacking the kingside. Black doesn't have as many buttons that they can press, so the computer evaluation is very deceptive here. I think that in order to keep the position balanced, Eric and Jordan have to sense the danger, and they have to aim for a quick D6, D5 break. If they don't do that, and if White is able to get F4, I think that Levy and Hikaru are going to be off to an amazing start in this game. Let's pay very careful attention to the next moves. I actually already think that King H1 or King H2 is good for White. Let's jump back in and see how Eric and Jordan are handling this difficult middle game, which is very, very deceptive.
F4, knight D4, and we just take play. like f5 is not gonna crush c6. Like I think that's the whole point. Like
I
these
thought the
attacks are
line.
not that.
Okay, I was just worried about the line you were giving with knight takes a4. So you're
I
saying
think rook e8 is fine
rook
here.
e8
Rook e8,
f4. Okay.
knight d4. That looks fine. Yeah, I just.
So
by eye.
what's the refutation to the line you gave with knight takes a4? Rook e8 f4 knight d4 knight takes bishop takes knight takes a4.
Well, there should be some ef and then knight g4 jumps. I don't know, maybe.
Okay, yeah, because that's what I would be. Yeah.
I mean, I'm a bit like, but okay.
So
we have
f4
to,
knight d4 and f5 we're not worried about, because then we play c6. We play c6.
I mean, g4 it's pretty slow.
Yeah.
d5, but they might do it. I don't know. Maybe
They're definitely going to do
like,
it. Hikaru's definitely going to do it. I mean,
the only thing I'm not sure about was my move a4, which I suggested, because it actually might be beneficial to them, this inclusion, because we won't be able to attack the knight on c3 with like b5, b4 anymore.
Because we have to go knight.
Actually, probably multiple ways. I mean, f4 I think is reasonable. F4 takes knight f4 knight d4 is what I'm wondering about. Yeah, I mean, my guess here, my guess here is that probably here, yeah. I mean, I probably would go f4, but that's just me personally. I mean,
there's no like f4 bishop g4 crap. I don't think that's scary. But
no, of course not.
All right, then we'll. I mean, whatever. We got to go out with a bang, right? If we
yeah, I mean, I also think after takes we can also play bishop f4. I mean, the only problem is with the king on h2 that gf4 is not a move. That's the only problem.
I can't play. Okay, they played knight d4 first.
Okay, so yeah, so they're doing what I said they would do. They're going to play for c6 and b5. So I mean, but yeah, I really wish this king was on h1. It is kind of annoying. I'm not going to lie. Let me think about it. So if you take on d4, they're going to take with the bishop, knight e2, and they're probably going to draw it back, I'm guessing. Something like that. This is an interesting position. This is actually sort of a position where I really wish this was a classical game of chess. I would really like to actually think for 20 minutes here. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I mean, what are your thoughts?
There's not. Well, I don't really know if there's a move other than knight takes d4. I mean, I can like.
Well, I mean, you can go f5. I mean, you can play f5.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a serious question. F5 is a move that you play if you want to ensure that the game is decisive.
But
I mean, if you want the game to be decisive, I would play f5.
F5, c6,
G4.
And then just g4.
I mean, it's what you do if you want the game to be decisive. I have a feeling it's not right, actually, but I don't know. It's really your choice which sort of direction you want to go. Whether you want the game to be really aggressive.
Let's not fall behind too much on time. So let's say knight d4, bishop d4, knight e2. The bishop goes back. What's our move there? Is it
probably I play bishop d2, bishop c3. It's more of a positional approach. Wait, there's another. Wait a second. Can you take on d4 and play knight a4? Maybe.
Oh, and c3.
Yeah, I'm wondering.
Bishop d7. Bishop d7, cd, like
bishop e3. Then I think it's actually good. I don't know if they're going to take with a bishop or the pawn.
Yeah, let's just
take with the pawn too.
We'll just say because I don't want to. 6 minutes is already, and I already.
Yeah, I mean, you're right. That's true. And you disconnected.
So ed4, knight e2, c6. They go f. Well, I was thinking about taking with the e-pawn just to avoid that tactic, but bishop takes d4, bishop takes d4, knight takes a4. Do we have any ef4?
Bishop takes f4. I mean, it feels like it should be fine.
And then like d5?
Yeah, I mean, d5, it feels like we.
But d5, they have c3 and e5, right? c3.
Or knight c3.
Okay, bishop takes d4, knight takes a4.
I mean, just b5, but doesn't do anything. ef, bishop f4, and then just like a good move, please.
ed4, knight e2. I almost want to play like d5, but I need the timing right to meet d5 with pawn f6. So ED4, knight E2, C6.
C6, yeah, and then D5, E5, knight moves, and F6, and we break.
Yeah.
But they're gonna go with C3, perhaps.
They're gonna go C3.
Yeah, takes BC. Then they're gonna get bishop B6. Even that's not bad, you know. Like we can counter attack. Let's go ED maybe. I don't know. We have to make it.
Yeah, okay.
Let's
ED
think
is
for a little
obviously
bit
not
longer.
why we wanted to. We definitely didn't play the structure to do ED. So bishop
Wait,
takes
I wanna
D4,
think.
knight takes A4.
Any tactics there?
E takes F4. Bishop takes
Bishop
F4.
Rook A5. C3, bishop A7, or knight C3, rook H5. I don't know. Oh wait, sorry, the thing is hanging. Wait, what? No, what am I saying? And that looks funny actually.
Which line? Bishop D4, knight A4.
EF4.
Bishop F4.
Rook A5.
Knight C3.
Rook H5. Like, I don't even know what we're threatening, but like Queen D7 and stuff. You want to try that?
Well, it might be more fun than ED4, right?
Let's go.
Okay.
There's bishop takes F4 as an idea as well. I don't know. Maybe we're gonna lose like idiots. Let's see.
At this point, I'd rather have this activity than ED4.
Yeah. Okay, EF4. Ali.
Yeah.
We didn't consider anything else here, but I think GF, knight G4 looks incredibly dangerous.
There's been an explosion on the board, and I figured I'd add a 30-second executive summary so everybody knows what's going on. First of all, Jordan and Eric just dodged a major bullet. E takes c4 was really bad. That was a dead end in this position. After knight to e2, white would play g4 and knight g3. He would have a clear plan of central kingside expansion. Black would have no ideas. Now, after bishop takes d4, the move that was causing anxiety is knight takes a4, with the idea that after rook takes a4, white plays c3, exposes the attack on the rook, and picks up this very important bishop, ruining black's pawn structure along the way. Therefore, Eric and Jordan, after much vacillation, decided to sacrifice a pawn. They take on f4 to loosen up white's kingside structure. Levy and Hikaru correctly take with the bishop. Taking with the pawn would have been bad because of rook a5, as Eric and Jordan spotted. The rook gets to h5. I don't have time to delve into this position, but just look at how black's pieces suddenly converge on white's king. And this is the other side of the coin when you push too many pawns on the same side where you're castled. But after bishop takes a4, we still see this idea of rook to a5. Eric and Jordan trying to swing the rook over to h5. And now the correct move, the only move which keeps an advantage for white, is the incredibly cold-blooded bishop to d2, rook to h5, walks into rook takes f6, and if you take the knight, you run into this old idea of c3. Hikaru and Levy have just found the move. Let's get right back into their laboratory. Eric and Jordan are in huge trouble as Hikaru and Levy perfectly navigate the tactics. Black needs a plan. Black needs counterplay. Let's see if they can find it. And let's go back to the players.
A4, all this, and then bishop d2.
And you know what else to add insult to injury? I was thinking about a line rook a4, c3, bishop e5. But after queen a4, knight g4 takes queen h4, king g1, the rook is hanging on e8 at the end of the line as well. Like, it just to add insult to injury.
Wow, yeah.
Yeah.
They don't have, like, intermezzo, like bishop d7. I guess you always end up going back, right? So, like, c3.
Yeah. Bishop e5. Yeah, so c3, bishop e5 takes bishop d7. Yeah, but then queen d1, knight g4 takes, check king g1, and rook f3. It's nowhere near enough. Yeah, I mean, this should just be winning for us. Unless there's some magic tactic, this is just winning.
Well, I guess they're going to go rook a8, and then the game is going to go on, right?
I mean, I doubt they'll play rook a8. It's such a sad move to play. You're just down a pawn for nothing. But then again, like as I was saying before, Stockfish on many occasions has taught us that material doesn't matter. You can just be down a pawn and play normal moves, and it's still equal. So it's possible. But yeah, this is unfortunate.
That's what I'm saying. Like, for me, it's like an a pawn, and Stockfish will be like, "Oh, nice, I have an active rook." So
well, I mean, it really helped me because I'm sure you weren't following, but I played in the Bundesliga, and I blundered in the opening. I just blundered a pawn for no reason in one of my games, And but then
What do you
like
mean I wasn't following? Of course I was following. It was it was. I mean, I didn't have a chance to cover, but I saw like it was like an opening move order thing or something.
Yeah. I mean, I just confused the move order. I was down material, but the point is that like the way that I was able to like get over it mentally was just like I was thinking a lot about like Stockfish and their positions where you're just down a pawn and it doesn't care. 2 pawns doesn't matter. Still just play normal moves, pretend you've done nothing wrong, and the game goes on. And that was kind of like my attitude at a certain point during that game. It was just like, okay, who cares? You're down a pawn, but you just keep playing normal moves and you haven't done anything wrong. And that's something that's very, very hard to do. But again, you learn from computers. There's so many positions where that's the case. We're like, okay, I'm down a pawn, must be losing. Then you see the computer says, develop your knight, develop your bishop. Nobody cares. The material doesn't matter. So
is it weird to play a candidate right before you're going to play a candidate? Like in a random, obviously in the Bundesliga, but or do you not care?
I mean, generally I don't care, but actually, because I've spoken about like some of the bigger mistakes I've made in chess, I think one of the biggest mistakes that I actually made was when I was picking my opponent. I actually played Fabiano in a match in St. Louis, I think at the end of 2015, before the 2016 candidates. And Fabiano actually outplayed me in that match, and he won the match quite convincingly. And I felt like off the back of that, he actually gained a lot of confidence and played really me in the 2016 candidates. So I think that there are psychological aspects to it. But like this one specifically, I don't think it's quite the same because like for myself, I mean, I'm just playing the tournament. I don't really care. And for Abasov, I mean, I obviously wants to do well, but if we're being honest, I don't think he even expects himself to be in the running to win the tournament. So it was kind of a little bit weird, but I don't think it has the overtones of like a lot of the other things, a lot of the other matchups that would have a big thing.
That makes sense.
Rook a5, it's got to be the move for sure. Knight c3, d5, like, just gotta go. You think it's that bad? Maybe there's bishop f4 there.
Objectively, I think it's bad. I know we're down on time, so maybe we can play fast. At this point, we're not risking anything. So if knight c3, you wanted to go d5.
Yeah, d5. Let's just confuse. Like maybe it works. I mean, what else are we playing for? d5 break.
Are we just running out of pieces after e takes d5?
Anyway, the move has to be played. This is my philosophy. Like bishop takes c3 and rook e2, something like that. Bishop f6, gf6. I don't know.
That I can
like files need to. I mean, I cannot like.
We're not going to sit around passively. We might as well do it. So you're saying after e5, bishop c3, and then we go rook e2, because we're going to have to start queuing up moves to put pressure on.
Yeah. Okay, let's do that.
So if bishop f4, are we
bishop
taking
f4?
on e4?
I mean, we can always go back to e7 as well. Rook h5 still doesn't work, you think, with some knight g4 jumps?
Yeah, okay. If bishop f4, we can
rook h5.
Yeah, we can try
but
that.
Knight takes d5, like knight takes d5. Oh yeah, I mean, knight g4 check, king h1. Or am I blundering again?
Yeah, I don't see a follow-up for us there.
Oh, they go here. No, now rook h5 is possible though, maybe. Knight takes d5, still no. But this doesn't look super convincing, by the way.
Are we going to play something soft like c6 here, just to keep the tension?
Oh, but b2 is hanging as well somewhere. Let's think.
de4.
Knight e4.
Rook f5.
Let's go d4. I don't know. We have no time.
It feels like we got to open up the position, right? So
it doesn't feel too bad here, you know.
There's.
What's wrong with 94?
Oh, I see. Yeah, we have.
Wrong mistake.
Yep.
I mean, they have bishop b2, but you have knight f6. I mean, we're never going to lose. That's the thing. Like, I'd rather take a small advantage here and be practical about it than try and play something where, sure, if I find 20 good moves in a row, probably we win. But if I don't, we're going to lose the game for sure because of the time situation. Like, it's all about the risk reward and the difference between blitz versus classical.
So bishop b2, rook b1, rook a2, or rook.
Well, bishop b2,
else?
I assume you're trading on f6 first. I would assume. That's my assumption. I would probably trade first and then play rook b1. Okay, so they go there. Yeah, if we don't take on f6, then what are we doing? You have to take.
Okay, queen takes f6. We would take the
Right.
queen and then rook b1, and then okay, h6
Then
is
rook
hanging.
e2, maybe. I mean, it's not feeling great somehow to me. But wait a second. Okay, if we go rook b1, there's queen f3. So I assume. Yeah, I mean, I don't like making a draw here, but probably we have to. How much do you want this to be a decisive game? That's the question.
I mean, I think I would just take on f6.
Okay, fine. Then just trade and make the draw. Yeah, just trade. And I assume go rook e1 and probably and just make the draw.
Rook e1.
Probably.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, just play rook e1, take the position down the pawn because it's a double f pawn and probably make the draw. But that's just me personally. You don't have to. You could play maybe you could play rook d1. No, rook d1, rook e2.
So what's wrong with rook b1? They're going to get a rook on e2, basically.
Yeah, rook b1, they're going to go rook e2. And then what is the question?
Yeah,
that's the big problem. Yeah, maybe we should have taken on e4 with the pawn. Maybe that was better. But I still think we're completely fine here.
Okay. So rook e1, bishop e1, or trade everything.
I would just trade everything, go bishop d2, and then play like bishop f3 and bring the king over. I mean, there's really no way to lose that. But if you want to play something else, play something else. You can be the hero. I mean, it's not a big deal to me. If you want to be the hero, be the hero.
I mean, I don't see a good response to rook e2, and then, yeah, they just get a rook on c2 as well.
Yeah, I mean, I'd probably just play rook e1, make the draw, and then move to Armageddon. But we got to move a little bit quicker.
Yeah.
You have to give credit to them, though, because this rook e5 and d5 was not easy to find. And probably my response was wrong. Probably d takes e4 is better than knight takes. Probably d takes e4 was the correct move. But
Take on a3, they do get a pawn back.
How?
But then we
bishop rook e5.
Yeah, rook e5.
Okay, let's take on e1. I just let's simplify a bit. Bishop. Okay, but here we can only never lose. Yeah, great. Take and bishop take on a3. I mean,
I don't know how we end up a pawn, but you're a magician. King g7.
I don't know, Eric. I think we got lucky.
G7?
King g7. This might be our lucky day.
Let's see.
Bishop
Bishop
maybe
f4.
we're a lucky team. Bishop f4. Yeah, I think it's still gonna be hard to win, but c6
We put our pawn on c6.
for sure. Yeah, and now we go bishop e6.
We put our bishop on b2 diagonal to try to.
E5. Oh yeah. I'm loving it.
So
Fantastic.
bishop b2
or check on c5 or bishop e6. I mean, do you like bishop c5 and then bishop e6 or bishop b2 first?
bishop c5 is fine.
Okay.
We just have to be
Yeah, it doesn't
simple.
matter. Okay.
So bishop e6. Okay.
I mean, maybe this gives c3. That was maybe slightly.
I just thought bishop would be good on that diagonal, but it's not.
Yeah. Okay. Bishop d4. Bishop d4. Let's go.
Yeah.
Bishop d4. Okay, we got the speed, we got the moves, we got the position, we got the.
How are we going
synergy.
to push this king side here? Do we ever play f5?
Okay. Well, we're gonna go h5 for sure, I guess,
H5,
at some point.
h5, king g6.
Thinking-
h5
Okay.
now.
I could be wrong. I mean, it's possible I'm wrong on this endgame, but I really don't believe it. Yeah, now
I would go king e3.
Yeah, of course, exactly. I mean, go king e3, and I assume they're going to offer a draw at some point soon.
Or we'll play another 90 moves and miss the evening title Tuesday.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, this end game you can't really lose, and also you're threatening to maybe go d4 as well.
Yeah.
Just to force the trade.
I mean, if I get d4 and a pawn on c5, like we're playing for a win.
Right. Well, it's funny because maybe c4 c5 is an idea here, possibly. Like no, I mean you go c4 c5 and then support it with d4.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean that would be like a Magnus game where it's like it's like you're the one where you think you're better because you're up the pawn, and somehow you're actually like defending even though you're up the pawn.
I would just play, I don't know, bishop f3, king e2.
Yeah, I think anything's fine. I don't know about king e2, but why not bishop f3?
Yeah, to get off the diagonal, I guess.
Yeah.
I didn't want to allow bishop e1, but there's no...
King e2? No, because also I'm wondering if you should put the pawn on h5 to fix the weakness on h6, maybe. I don't know if you should, but it's...
They don't have an idea to play like f5, bishop f6, bishop g5?
They do probably, but at some point, yeah, like I don't know here if you want to check or not. I mean,
Bishop e4, I don't know what we do, but we can always go back. Like it's not.
But this is just equal, right?
Maybe f5 and h5? Or you think that's just
f5 and h5, and then give me a follow-up. f5, bishop f3, h5. Now we're giving ourselves a weakness on h5 that with our bishop on f3, we have...
I mean, there's always bishop a2 ideas with bishop b1. I mean, Magnus would push it.
What do you want to play f5 and h5? That's risky as hell.
Okay, let's make the draw. Let's make the draw. They're going to go back, I think. Let's make the draw. It looks very professional.
I can't
We were definitely slightly...
I swear that was... I probably was too pessimistic.
Queen d7. And we were slightly worse. d5. Yeah, of course we're fine. Yeah.
But with queen f3 was a mistake. We knew that because then...
No, but we were fine after d5.
Yeah. You're... I trusted you though.
No,
remember? I trusted what you said.
What a game. It ends in a draw, probably the result that people least expected. We went completely around the horn first. White was better. Seemed like White was in charge. Then Eric and Jordan developed counterplay. Then it was somewhere in the middle. What a fascinating game. That means we have Armageddon for the second team chess battle in a row. Improbably enough. We have a lot to get through. We need to get the bids, and I'll explain the Armageddon process. But first, really quickly, just the bare bones. Now, we don't have time to delve into the details. Hikaru and Levy, I'll start with you. It seemed like you were in control after that brilliant knight takes a4 idea. Then after d5, you kind of let the advantage slip. What are your thoughts on the game? And at which point did you realize that you actually might be on the defensive and need to kind of liquidate?
I guess I'll start with that. Yeah, I mean, I got the feeling that what they did was probably quite wrong, allowing this knight takes a4 idea. But you know, one thing that it's very hard to explain is that it like a top level thing, but like there are big differences between like classical chess and rapid and blitz. And I feel like if I were playing this in classical, I think I'd probably come with something better. I had a feeling that we should be better, but somehow you don't have all the time in the world to think. And when you don't have all the time in the world to think, and also their ideas were much easier, like rook e5 and d5 I thought was phenomenally good. And then their ideas like rook h5 or queen d7, like it starts feeling very uncomfortable. And like I said, in classical, I think we probably had an advantage, but in blitz, I think it was probably better to be smart and just like kind of play it a little bit simpler and safer. So I felt good at the time, but then when Jordan and Eric came up with this nice rook e5 and d5, I mean, I thought that was very, very, very well done by them.
Yeah, I guess we had to play bishop c3 instead of knight c3. We should have probably traded the bishop faster. That's probably what... I think we were pretty confident after knight a4. We started talking about life. We had a 3-minute time advantage, and we sort of thought it was over. But then, rook e5 and d5 were very critical moves, and suddenly it was pretty unpleasant. But hey, we get 3 games, so it's exciting.
It's a treat for us all. It was a very narrow path, actually, after rook e5. Bishop c3 was the only move that kept a big advantage to get the dark-scored bishops off the board and take the sting out of d5. Now, Jordan... you found this rook a5 idea, and then the d5 idea, Eric, you were kind of the stabilizer, and you were making some of the more high-level decisions, and you guys were really calm under a lot of pressure. Can you walk us through how you maintained your composure? Jordan, how happy are you to have spotted all of these ideas, particularly d5, which was the turning point of the game?
Oh, I'm just really happy to be playing in a team with Eric, because I was blundering rooks left, right, and center. Like, I blundered rooks on a5, h5, e8, so... I'm just really thankful to Eric for, spotting all those
Not hanging a rook?
things. And
that's all.
honestly, I was a bit worried too, but I just tried to keep the optimism going because it feels like the white king is always a little bit weak here. And we saw knight takes a4 coming, so it was a conscious decision that we might get some play there. But it was really hard to figure out with the limited time on the clock there. And yeah, I'm pretty happy that we managed to find this, at least rook e5 and d5 to complicate things, even though they may not have been correct entirely. But I think if not for Eric, I would have lost at least
Well,
3 rooks
if not
escape.
for Jordan, I would have been a little depressed. I was after we were down a pawn. I wasn't as optimistic as Jordan, so his optimism at that point we just had the mentality. Okay, we're down a pawn. Let's have some fun. We were relaxed once we decided to play down a pawn, and Jordan was comfortable. So that kind of fed me some energy. It's like, whatever, we're playing black. We have to attack because we have nothing else going on in our position, and it became a bit more enjoyable, and we ended up being up a pawn, which we didn't expect, and we just had fun once we thought we messed up a little bit in the opening. Once we stopped thinking, that was very good.
Didn't feel like it was that bad though. Like
Yeah,
after rook e5,
I was
even
more
if-
worried than you were, so that was good that you were.
I mean,
I'm not used to that early rook lift and having pieces. Yeah, but it was good. It was a good test of the team. Let's put it that way.
yeah.
Well, it was a fascinating game, Levy. I think we're expecting a recap, but right now we're expecting an Armageddon for the second match in a row. Here's what's going to happen. I'm going to explain the Armageddon rules very quickly, so everybody should pay attention. Armageddon has increment this time, so both teams are going to bid just as they did yesterday. There's a slight change that I will explain shortly. They bid for time. The team that bids the lower amount gets to decide on their color. If they choose black, they start with the amount of time that they bid, and the opposing team has white with 10 minutes and 5 seconds increment throughout the game. So white will have, by definition, 10 minutes with a 5-second increment. The team that chooses black will have whatever time they bid. Now, the difference is that we want to be led into the players' bidding strategies. So we're going to go first to Hikaru and Levy. Now, Jordan and Eric, you will not be able to hear them. Hikaru, Levy, you will be able to discuss your bid freely and aloud. The opposing team will not be able to hear you. We will get your bid, then we will go to Eric and Jordan, and we will get their bid. Hikaru and Levy, I'm with you in an exclusive room. Feel free to discuss your bid, and whenever you're ready, you can make your bid known to me and
Hey, how
us.
about
You're
that?
on camera, but Jordan is not hearing you.
How about that inflation, Danya? Yeah, what's up with that, man? That's the Anyway, I don't know.
Remember when an apple didn't cost $20?
Hikaru, I think it's mostly just a matter of like, do you think they'll play e4 again if we bid like 8 minutes or 8:30?
Yeah, I'd probably bid like 7:39. That's what I would bid.
Okay, well,
I mean, how would you? Basically, the way that I look at the Armageddons mostly is that it comes down to like if it doesn't work out for us. I mean, if they bid 1 second less, at what time? What amount of time do you feel comfortable?
I think if we play quickly, I mean, 7:30 should be fine. My only concern is they play some brand new opening, and we have 7:30 on the clock. Then we talk it out. But if we just quickly fire off like 10 opening moves, then we should.
Yeah,
be
I would
fine.
say something like 7:30. Let's go a little, since there's probably a delay. Let's go a touch lower and say like 7:36. Okay.
Yeah.
Is that your final
In case
answer?
they're sniping. Yep. 7:36.
Yes.
Okay, excellent bid. Thank you, Levy and Hikaru. We have one team's bid. Now we need to go to the other team. I will obviously not reveal Hikaru and Levy's bid. Welcome. I think we're going to go to Jordan and Eric once we set them up, but everybody heard Levy and Hikaru's bid. Not going to say if it's a higher or lower bid. You can compare it to Robert and my bid yesterday, as well as Jan and Peter's bid. Now remember, the team that bids lower actually gets the choice of colors. They can choose to play white, but most of the time the team that bids lower chooses to play black. I think Eric is back at his computer. Let's pan over. Here we go. And we're back with Eric and Jordan. Eric and Jordan, Hikaru and Levy are not hearing you. We're in an exclusive room. The only people that can hear you are myself and the tens of thousands of people watching. Feel free to discuss your bid openly. And once you're ready, please make your final bid known to me.
What are you feeling like, Jordan? Do you want the pressure of trying to win with white? We probably have to play much more aggressively in the opening.
Yeah.
Hikaru was a pretty good defender.
It's super hard. I don't know, like if I feel more comfortable with white or black. I somehow like the idea of playing with black more, like just reactionary.
That's what my
chess,
head was at for some reason. Maybe this game woke us up. Like we could play.
Yeah.
But
let's go a bit on the lower side if we feel like black, and with increment, it's really a big change. So we can even go as low as maybe 6 minutes or something.
You think if we do 7, they might beat us out?
Yeah, they might. Yeah. I think
you want to go
Hikaru
6 or
likes playing
6.5?
with black.
Hikaru likes black as well.
even with 6, I'm not sure we get black. So what we can do is like 6-0-2 or something, just to look smart.
Not 559.
No, 59 is what they did back in the old days. We have to do like 58 in that case.
Yeah.
57.
Yeah.
Let's do 557.
Okay.
It's really little, but with the increment,
That's really little. We're gonna have to be synced up. We're gonna have to trust each other. We can't discuss as much, but I'm comfortable.
Okay, yeah. No, we really won't have as much time to talk, so it's gonna be like.
We'll talk on their time. They're gonna have some pressure. I'm curious.
So 557 we go?
Yeah.
Okay, let's see. 557.
Daniel, we're ready?
Okay. That's your final answer?
Our official bid
Cool.
is 5 minutes and 57 seconds.
Thank you, Eric. And with that, we have both teams' bids. I think I can now safely announce them once we get back to our main scene. Okay, so we have our final bids. I think I can go ahead and share them. Levy and Hikaru, they bid... Oh, just give us a second here. Jordan and Eric, don't make any funny faces. We're on air. Or make some funny faces. Okay, now we're back. I can make the official bid announcement. Now that the chat knows the bids, the only people that don't know each other's bids are Hikaru and Levy and Jordan and Eric. Hikaru and Levy, they bid 7 minutes and 36 seconds. Eric and Jordan bid 5 minutes and 57 seconds. Eric and Jordan, you bid the lower amount, therefore you get the choice of color. Do you choose to play black with 5 minutes and 57 seconds or white with 10 minutes and 5 seconds?
Jordan?
No, well, black, of course. Yeah.
Yes. Just double
What
checking.
a surprise. That's never happened before. The winning team chooses black. Man, this is going to be exciting. I think yesterday's bid, I don't remember it, but I think it was somewhere in the same neighborhood. We have Jordan and Eric playing black in the Armageddon. They will start the game with 5 minutes and 57 seconds. Levy and Hikaru will have the white pieces with 10 minutes. There's a 5-second increment for both teams. And obviously, the side with the black pieces has draw odds. So if the game ends in a draw, then Jordan and Eric win the match. We'll give the players a short breather. We'll let them compose themselves and construct a match strategy. We will be back with the Team Chess Armageddon. You don't want to miss it. Stay with us for just a couple more minutes.
Do you do shitty push-ups?
No, I'll be fine.
So I could like drop down and do 10 on move 1?
Well, yeah, we start the clock and then you just decide when you want to do that.
All right.
Wait, are we?
Look at the form.
Look
Look at the
How many
shoes.
do you do?
We got a clown with the shoes.
How many did you do?
Get the shoes.
Wait, what does that mean?
Go. Levy. What's up? What's up? I'm finished. Bro, we should have got this one. Oh, he's got game too. Oh man, I gotta take off my shirt. I gotta take off my. All right. Yeah. Oh, here we go. We should have brought it. There you go. Okay, good.
It's actually not. 5-3 is a big format, I feel like.
Okay, now we're tied. We're tied. Okay. Oh, he's trying to get a lead. He's at 31.
These pieces are crazy, man. That's okay. I'm not trying to do
All right,
that.
so that was a really good lesson for me. That little pattern.
This is how you learn that.
Yeah, there's oh, we made 3 move the push-ups.
Right?
I can't imagine
Wavy
chess
5
boxing.
check was fine, but taking the rook
Yeah.
was stupid. But if I took the
Sounds
knight and
tough.
blocked the check,
Right. Our bishops are sitting
More push-ups, less time.
I think queen d6.
it's a pretty even position.
No.
So I'm gonna like go here and here.
Oh damn, the sneak attack. Taking the lead on the push-ups? Going to 60?
Strong, yes. play faster. 3 minute is 1.
Yeah, he can just do that though. It was a cool move, but it was a bad move.
No. All right, I got it for 3 minutes.
At least I did my push-ups. Oh, what a tragic way to end the game.
So we've got the
Long enough break.
Welcome back to the final quarterfinal of the Team Chess battle. And the first two games have both ended in really interesting draws, which means it's time for an Armageddon for the second day in a row. Jordan and Eric, they won the bid with the lower bid. They will be starting the game with the black pieces and 5 minutes and 57 seconds on the clock. Hikaru and Levy will take white. They must win, but they will have 10 minutes. There is a 5-second increment, folks. That's what makes this different from other Armageddons. I'm going to take both teams' very, very quick opinions on this game, and then we will jump right in. Jordan and Eric, your quick thoughts on your approach going into this game. You're starting with under 6 minutes. How are you going to try to speed up your opening?
Jordan? Yeah, just think
You're the
less,
one with the mouse.
have some fun, think less. I don't know, just not overthink things as much. Just realize it's like a blitz game with increment. It's like we pretty much have 5 minutes, so intuition. Just trust our intuition, or trust
Maybe we'll
Jordan's
do alternating moves or something.
Trust Jordan's intuition.
Hikaru, you obviously have a ton of experience in Armageddon games, but this one has increment. Does that substantively change your guys' approach?
No, I mean, I think we just play good openings, good moves, and see what happens.
Levy, any final thoughts?
Bro, I don't know. You know that meme with all the soldiers and the clown? That's what I am, okay? Stop asking me my opinion. Let's just start the game, and we'll all have a great time, and may the best team win. You know what I'm saying? Like, the average rating here is like 2650 FIDE. Like, why am I here? Let's just go. Let's play. Come on.
All right, you heard the man. Without any further ado, let's jump into the game. Everyone wants to see this. I'm going to get out of everyone's way. I'm sitting in a different chair today. Proverbially, I'm actually sitting in the same chair, but I'm now proverbially in the commentator's chair. It's the better place to be. I'm feeling stressed, but yesterday I felt a lot more stressed. This Armageddon is going to be all nerves. It's so important, particularly for the team that has the black pieces and less time to be both fast, but also to avoid blundering and to avoid digging themselves into a hole out of the opening, which is especially dangerous. Let's see how the players are approaching their pregame strategy. It's time for some Armageddon action. Here we go. Buckle your seatbelts. The game is about to begin, and we are off.
Opening. Okay, here we go. All right, c4, let's go.
Yeah, if e5, I'm going to play knight c3. Knight c3, knight f3, g3. Is that fine?
Yeah, it's all good.
I feel
we
like
gotta
reverse
move fast, yeah.
Yeah. Are they going to play... Do you, all right, if they play e4, they play e4, then...
Yeah, so be it. There's no way they're going to play e4.
Okay, I'm going to go g3.
There's no way, yeah, just no way. No, this is very good. Okay, perfect. But they could play. Yeah, they have many options though, because they could play bishop c5 here also.
Yeah.
Oh, they do it. Okay. You want to play the? Yeah, go ahead and castle.
I know there's like knight e5, right? But it's
no, just castle. No.
Yeah,
play castle. No, we have to win this game, so just castle.
Yeah, the endgame line. What is the move here? Is it d3?
Okay. No, play queen c2. Play the line that helped me qualify for
Yesipenko, right?
Yeah, of course, yeah.
But I forgot there's like...
that's not the move.
One.
Okay. That's not the best line, I don't believe, but I think it's still... I like everything, it's acceptable. I go queen b1 here.
Yeah, I was going to say queen... The best line is knight d4, then knight b4, right?
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, because here I think knight d4, there's... Is it the same thing or not? I'm trying to remember this. Not sure. I'm not sure. Because I'm wondering if they can still play knight d4 here. But I think it's wrong for some reason.
Do you have like knight e1?
No, I think I was going to say knight d4. I think you can play knight takes e5.
Yeah, that makes sense. Knight e5.
Yeah, I think they just played the wrong order. Yeah, I think they just played the wrong order. I think they confused themselves.
I just studied this. I'm gonna leak something.
Sure.
I just studied this because I'm considering a comeback to over the board play. So.
Right.
Like Brett Favre.
But nobody below like 2600 plays bishop c5.
Yeah, that's why I was frustrated, because I was like, I just studied all this stuff, and then
Yeah. I mean, no. Wow, they did it. Wait a second. Is this? Well, okay. There's two questions. First of all, you have a3, right? So you have a3 or knight e5 here. Those are really the two options, right? Knight e5, rook e8. Well, I was e3. They can go. Oh, e3. I was thinking the other order made sense, like a3 takes knight c6, and then like e3 and b4 and everything. But you can also play e3 first. I mean, it doesn't matter.
I don't want to get hit with bishop f5, so. But
yeah, actually, e3 bishop f5 is kind of a problem. So I mean, if you go a3 bishop f5 e4, that's just winning. I'm pretty sure. So I think a3 first has to be right.
a3 knight c2 knight. Yeah, okay.
The knight c2. You have knight d4, right?
Yeah, knight d4, knight d...
No, but knight d4, there's knight a1. Wait a second. You didn't move yet, did you?
No, I didn't move.
Okay.
Okay, but can we just play...
Let me think about it. So if you go e3, bishop f5, knight e4. No, that can't be right. Knight e5, rook e8. Why does this feel wrong somehow? This doesn't feel right, like intuitively to me. It feels wrong with it.
And what's wrong with knight e1?
I assume bishop f5, but there's probably nothing wrong with it. You can actually still do it, I'm guessing. Knight e1, bishop f5, knight e4 maybe? No, not knight e4.
Or d3? Or d3 and a3?
Yeah, there's no knight e2. Yeah, I think knight e1's reasonable, actually. I like knight e1. I like knight
bishop
e1.
g4?
But yeah, you're right. There's bishop g4, though. No, you're right. Because then e3, knight e2. Let me think about this 1 second. Knight d4, bishop e4, bishop 3, rook d1. 3 knight c2, b4, 2. We do have to win this game, though, right? So.
Well, Hikaru, knight e1, bishop g4, a3, no?
And then knight c6.
And then I don't know.
No, you know what I think is right here. I'll tell you what I think is correct. I think a3 is correct, and then after knight c2. I think no, but b4, knight a1, bc5. There's still knight b3 at the end. Okay, we don't want to spend a lot of time. We got to
No.
know the move. Knight e1 bishop g4 looks bad to me optically. We can obviously take and then play. I mean, we have to keep the game going, right?
Yeah.
If we have to keep the game going, then I think the correct decision is to trade the knights on d4 and just go knight e4 with a3 and b4.
Okay.
But just because it's very clear they're well prepared is what I'm saying. Like the thing in Armageddon, if you're the white, is you have to keep the game going. So yeah, knight e4 and then play a3 and b4, and now we get the flow. We get these obvious straightforward moves. I mean, unless d3.
So they're going to obviously go d3 next move, but I just thought the structure with knight d5, c6, rook e8 was solid. But they're going to get a3, queen c2. So we want our bishop on b6.
Yeah, I think it's okay.
Yeah,
it's nice.
So I have a question after.
Okay.
Oh no, never mind. No, it's all good.
a3, knight d5.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we have super easy play. c6, knight d5, rook e8, maybe f5 somewhere. h6.
Where does our light square bishop go? Do we go bishop g4? Or do we go like bishop e6, bishop d5? Because then f5 is a lot stronger.
Okay, well, I think provoking h3 is generally a good thing. Actually, bishop g4 here, by the way.
a3 then.
Or is it like knight d5?
Then
and
queen
then
c2. Yeah.
Yeah, it's possible, yeah. Maybe rook e8. Rook e8 can never hurt. Or h6, just to stop bishop g5 from happening. I like h6 here.
Over rook e8? Are you worried about bishop g5?
Yeah.
Because rook e8, bishop g5, you don't like where we can put our queen?
Yeah, it feels... I don't know, queen d7, but why not h6? Anyway, we're gonna...
Yep.
a3, knight d5, b4. f5, by the way, there, maybe.
Yeah,
or
f5.
rook e8.
Yeah, f5.
Or rook e8, just rook e8. Yeah. No, I think we're just...
We get the pawn on c6, the knight on d5, the rook on e8, right? That's how we start.
Yeah.
And then we look at... Okay, so knight d5.
Okay, play it, yeah. Play it, for sure.
They might have a good English here. They're going to go b4, a4 at some point, right? But I guess they have to be a little bit careful. So b4, do we go rook e8?
c1 and rook e1. Optically, it looks correct to me, but I could be wrong.
Okay, queen c2, f5, knight c5.
Yeah, exactly.
If they play queen e7, that
just rook c1. Or okay, so rook e8. Yeah, so rook e1, rook fe1. I assume.
Yeah, I would play rook e1.
Because we always have b4. Always have b4, knight c5.
This is typical like English stuff. b4, a4, knight c5. I mean,
yeah. I like the position actually. I rather like it. I feel like our moves are a lot easier. Okay, they go a5, right? So they're trying to stop the queenside play. Logical. I mean, I don't know.
a3, a4, knight c5.
Yeah, I was thinking about a3. I mean, the a3, queen e7. I think just go a3. Yeah, I mean, we got to move quickly. That's what we have to do. We have to keep the speed
yeah,
going.
I just don't want to like play. Like I would have played a3. Okay, it took 19 seconds. I would have played it in like 2 in my own game, but I don't want to play a3 and hang a piece and.
Well, with increment, it's much different. That's the thing. With increment, like if this was straight up with no increment, it's different because then they probably can't capitalize on the mistakes. But when there's increment in Armageddon, it's like very, very different. It's very tricky. So like because if you make a wrong move that's just bad and you can't recover. If there's no increment, at least maybe they spend 30 seconds or a minute, they get low on time. Something can still happen. But with increment in Armageddon, I mean, you can't. You can't gamble. Probably we should have bid lower though, because with 5 second increment per move, that's actually quite a lot.
Rook a c1.
Yeah, of course, obvious.
Yeah, and where are they moving their bishop?
I assume they're going to go c6 and bishop g4, but
yeah,
still not super worried. I mean, I don't really see why this should be so bad. I mean, for starters, there's knight c5. Like, what's wrong with? Well, I guess I see they want to go bishop g4 or something anyway.
Maybe we could play h.
I rather like h3 actually. I like it, but I don't like it. Yeah, I think h3 is good though. I would play it because what you don't want to let them have bishop g4.
Yeah.
And if the bishop's on f5, it doesn't create the same threats as it does on g4.
King h2 is like last game or no?
I mean, maybe. I don't think it's not relevant because they can't pressure the pawn. Because you put the knight on c5, they lose the queen d7 ideas to put pressure on the diagonal.
Yeah.
And I think bishop f5 is not what you want here. Like, you want the bishop on g4. You do. The bishop belongs on g4 in this position to pressure the pawn on e2.
If bishop g4, we would have played.
What an Armageddon it's turning out to be. It's time for a 30-second debrief. We started with a 4 Knights English. Hikaru and Levy trying to get the game out of theoretical waters, But in fact, we ended up in a very well-studied and popular line, a very sharp line. There was a pivotal moment that we don't have time to analyze. After Black's ninth move, knight to d4, Hikaru and Levy spent a long time choosing the line and stepping over various landmines, which they successfully avoided. Their decision to trade on d4 was, in fact, the correct one. Knight e1, a3, all of those moves were very dubious. a3 because of knight b to c2. I won't delve into the details right now, but a good executive decision by Hikaru to get into this structure. The players both assembling kind of the setups that they had intended. And now all of this is going to come down to whether Eric and Jordan can, number one, manage their clock, and number two, find meaningful ways to improve their position. I think Black is doing pretty well objectively, but it's hard to find good moves, whereas White has this plan of queenside expansion that Hikaru and Levy are carrying out with b4, and maybe eventually b5 to undermine this knight on d5. I like White's chances here, but it's anybody's game, and objectively, the position is still very balanced. Let's jump back in. I'll get out of the way, and let's see how this Armageddon turns out. Back to the players.
You like rook a8 or
h5,
h5,
b4? What are we doing after queen c4?
Just feels okay.
Really? I was a little
Yeah, I
worried
think
about queen c4 for some reason. Maybe if I'm not worried, we'll play h5. If you're not worried, we'll play h5.
Yeah, let's go. Let's go. We can take on c5 at some point, by the way, and then queen d7. Like,
And then
it's
maybe
like
the knight
an
even
early-
goes to b5 in some positions.
Yes.
like that?
Yes. Yeah, I like it very much.
Good.
Great.
If you like it, I like it. Okay, so queen c4, we take on
We
c5.
like it together.
Because yeah, this was expected.
Okay, yeah, let's go. Take, and then we'll give them a decision. Like queen c5, we can take the endgame as well. It's not like the end of the world. We only need to draw after it. Okay, so they take immediately. So takes on c5 or queen d7. Queen d7, king h2. And then some rook. Okay, d4 is hanging though.
We play knight c7, knight b5, I thought, after king h2.
Anyway, even with... Oh, yes. Oh, yeah, you're very smart there. Bishop f3. That doesn't work.
The endgame seems worse to me, Jordan.
Let's go. Queen d7, let's go. We have to do it. Queen d4, bishop h3. Hopefully that's not a big deal, by the way. Okay, knight c7. Yeah. By the way, at some point, you're just gonna have to play by yourself. Like, it will be better.
No, I can't play without you.
We play best together. Okay.
Yeah.
F3?
It's not a bad move, perhaps. I mean, I feel like there should be something better here, but I don't see it right off. Knight c7 is a very good move, actually. That would have been a mistake by me to not think there. You might be right. Maybe we should have used more time.
Is there like a bishop g5, rook a8?
Then rook a or rook a8, yeah. Okay, can't get too low on time here, so let's think.
I mean, I really like bishop f3, but I don't see a refutation. So
Bishop f3, yeah. Okay, if you like it, then just go for it. Nothing wrong with it. Just play it.
I don't want to,
But they're low on time. Like, again, if they find every right move, like in Armageddon, if your opponent with the black pieces finds all the best moves, ultimately you're not going to win the game. That's just life. So it's like you just have to put the pressure on them and see if they crack under the pressure generally. Okay, knight b5 is interesting. I did not expect that. Like, I'm wondering, can you take on h5, right?
That's
or not.
I mean, or rook g1, g4, but I don't think that actually works.
Wait a second. Rook g1 is interesting. No, I mean, probably it's... this is tough. I mean, this is very tough. I think... Yeah, I mean, my instinct here is to take and play like queen g5. That's just my instinct, but it could be wrong.
I'll take...
and queen g5, swing the queen over and just start going for rook h1 and king g1 and try to do something on the king side here.
And there's no like rook e6 like ideas, I guess.
Doesn't that just hang the... No,
there's like rook
king h3. Bishop g4, though. I mean...
Yeah,
but
I
rook
meant
e6,
like...
there's g4 also. There's just g4 trapping the bishop.
No, but I meant like in the future, like to rook swing, like just put the...
Yeah, but you're going to go rook h1 and king g1 also. I mean, it's very, very dangerous.
Maybe...
I would say this is exactly the kind of game that you don't want in an Armageddon game with blacks. It's very, very unclear. You're low on time, and there's no like straightforward way to try and simplify the position. So from a general standpoint, everything we have is exactly what you want. Like, I don't know, Queen H4 looks good here, maybe. Oh, no, he wants Bishop D5. That's what he wants. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, let's think about this. I mean,
we can play
no, E4 is...
No.
Bishop E6 is an annoyingly good move, again, from them, I feel like.
Bishop F3, King G2, and try to play, like, I don't know.
I think that's a pretty good idea, yeah. I think that's actually the best idea. Yeah, Bishop F3 looks right.
Okay.
Like I said, ultimately, if they find the best moves, that's life. You know, in an Armageddon, if your opponent finds all the best moves, there's nothing you can do about it.
King G2 and take with the pawn.
Yes, exactly.
Okay.
Maybe Rook H1 was better first, just to keep all the pieces on the board.
This cannot be Queen E7. No.
Why not?
Okay, let's go. We don't Queen H5. I thought. I was a bit worried of that. One sec.
Remember our time.
Okay, let's just do it. So Queen H5, Queen E5, Queen H3 or something. I mean, we can go F6 there and King F7.
Queen H5,
so?
maybe. So Queen E5
Queen
first.
E5. Yeah, that's what I thought. And now F6, maybe. I hope it's possible.
Yeah, I get the idea. We want to put the queen on F5, right? If we get
And
the
king
queen
on F7.
F5, yeah, king on F7.
And there is some queen takes E2 ideas once the queen moves.
I was trying to look at Rook H1, Queen E2, check. And I didn't see...
Yeah, this looks okay.
Queen F5 is a strong idea to switch the queen.
Oh, yeah. So we're threatening even some bishop takes F3 and then Queen F5 later on,
yes,
yeah?
I
mean,
even right now.
But not... Well,
I guess right now you don't want to allow Rook E4, right? Is that why?
Yeah, I don't want to allow Rook E4. Yeah, I don't want to allow Rook E4.
Yeah.
But like whenever Rook comes to H1, this is a serious idea. Although there's still Rook C5.
But our next move, do we agree, is Queen F5? Almost for sure?
Or King
because that's flexible.
No, King F7, King F7, King F7 as well. King F7 I like.
Going straight for it. Okay.
Oh, Rook H8, it's who's making move.
Okay.
I think we're no worse here. That's at least what I'm thinking, like objectively. And time is evening out, like only 1 minute down on the clock. I mean, still a minute, but
yeah, King F7 or Queen F5. King F7 looks fine.
Wait, I'm gonna go here.
Well, no, it might work, but I think on Rook H1 there's actually just Queen F5, and then you have a real problem.
If it works, it works, and I'll be the hero in the game review. Okay.
Right, logical. That's fine. Bishop F4. Bishop F4.
Queen F5.
I see. Ugh. I have this feeling there's something here, but I just don't. Maybe just Rook C1 or something. I don't know.
Rook CC1.
No, Rook EC1. Because Queen E2, you have Rook D5, I think. Yeah, I would play Rook EC1 here.
What's the move on? Okay, you're not worried about Rook H8.
Then Bishop takes D5, right? Because then, then you take, and they can't take with the piece.
I'm just gonna move. So,
yeah,
I'm just gonna move.
No, I mean the main thing is they're getting low on time here, but the key is just oh wow, they found that. That's a good move. Maybe wait. Is there King G1 maybe?
It's more like that.
Yeah.
So Rook takes B5, Bishop F3, EF3, Queen takes B5, or no, CB5. CB5 is solid. Rook C7, Rook D7. Okay. Also Queen B5, Rook C5, Queen takes D3, by the way. Okay, time almost equal. Plus now...
F5 is a good square. We have pressure on E2. We have Rook H8 coming. What tactics are we missing here, Jordan? I'm getting nervous.
I don't know, but
holy smokes.
Yeah, well, we're threatening Bishop takes F3, right?
Queen takes D3?
Yeah, okay, so they go there. King G6, maybe? Does it work? Wait, Rook H8, Bishop D5, CD5. Queen F4, Queen H3, Queen F3.
Why not Rook H8?
Yeah, let's go. Bishop takes d5.
Ah, shoot, they found it. I was hoping,
Bishop d5, I guess I'll play, yeah?
I guess you should, yeah. Takes and what, queen f4, queen f3? Yeah, just take and go queen f4, queen f3, I think. It looks dangerous, but I think it's okay. Yeah, queen f4. If we got mated, we got mated, but I don't think there's a mate here.
They can take and play knight c3.
No, if they take, we take with a pawn, not the bishop.
Oh, duh.
And then we win the game. Yeah, the good thing is the next 3 or 4 moves are very straightforward for us. That's the good news. I would pre-move gf4. Queen f3, queen f3. Keep going, keep going.
Yep.
King f1. Because you have queen g2 next move as well. Like it's...
Now?
Queen g2? Yeah, of course. We can't take the draw.
I know.
You want to take the draw, fine, but like... Bishop f4, I assume?
Yeah, bishop f...
Yeah,
knight c3, knight c3.
Rook c7, rook c7.
Oh, yep. This is why it's team chess.
Maybe... we just got to go here. So, wait, does bishop c7 work here, maybe? Rook c8, rook d5 or something? Yeah,
I'm...
I think...
I'm going to go for it. I'm just going to go for it. Rook c8, rook d5, rook c7, queen c7, queen e4 check.
Yeah.
Oh, but then there's...
No, but there's queen c1 at the end.
There's queen c1 at the end.
But wait a second. Okay, wait. Okay.
Let's do something like... Don't forget to dehydrate. Huh?
There's queen e4 check.
Oh, I totally missed that. But what is going on?
So rook takes c7.
Wait, there's also queen e8 here. Queen e8 here. Queen e8 here.
Sorry, rook c7, queen e4. What happens after f5?
No, he's gonna take on c7 first. That's the thing. Oh, then takes queen e4, king f7, king f7 then.
So rook c7?
Oh, I don't know. Just do it. No, I don't know. Maybe it was winning for us, no? Oh no! Oh no! It wasn't. It wasn't winning. It was
7 check. Queen f5. King h6, rook d4. Yeah, I think we go for it. I think we go for it with queen f3 here. I think we got to go for it.
c7's hanging, so we just gotta.
No, don't you have queen f5 check, king h6 trade, and rook d4, rook h4?
If you,
I don't know. I think it works, but I don't know. I think it works because they're very low on time. That's the thing. They're so low on time they can't calculate the lines. You have to kind of surprise them as well.
Yeah.
Okay, that's just a blunder. Queen. Wait a second. Wait. Queen f5.
Yeah, queen f5.
But king f7. It's not over yet.
Rook d7.
King g8. Wow.
Queen g4. Oh, but then king h7, and then rook d7.
Rook g6. We have increment though. Rook d7. No, it doesn't look right. Check king g8. We gotta go
for
though.
it. Yep, I'm gonna go for it. I'm just gonna go for it. Can we just play like a slow move? Can we play like?
No, I think we have to go with rook d7, right? We gotta go. You gotta go.
Yep. Rook g7 or?
No. You just trade. Just trade, right? Just trade and play rook c5. Rook c5 and then we go for the win. Rook c5 and go for the win. Wait. Rook d4. Yeah, rook d4, right? Yeah. Just take. We win because there's rook g4 check. King g2. King f3. Rook g4. GG.
Yep.
There we go. Good stuff. We probably missed something better, but
yeah.
But this is the point of the Armageddon. That's the kind of what I was saying. Like, if they play the best moves, they draw. But if you get them in a situation where the time is running down, and it's not simple, that's where your best chances always lie. Yeah. No, very, very good.
Nice. That was nice.
Yeah, that was.
Yeah, bishop c7 was right.
Bishop f4. Of course, yeah, bishop f4, obviously. Typical computer move.
Yeah.
Welcome back. I really have no words. What an Armageddon. Hikaru and Levy pull out the win. There was an amazing time scramble in the end. Congrats to you guys, Jordan and Eric. I won't keep you for long. I know you're disappointed, but you played absolutely incredibly given the time situation. Let's start just by quickly delving into the game. Hikaru and Levy as the winners. Let's go to you. Hikaru, you can start, where do you think was the pivotal moment, the moment when you started feeling confident? Because there was a point in the opening when you got into some practical troubles, then you decided to trade on d4. When did you start becoming confident that Black's clock was really going to be the deciding factor and that this game was in your pocket? Or maybe not until the last move.
Yeah, I mean, I think having played in a lot of Armageddon games, the critical moment was when they decided to trade the bishop on b6 for the knight on c5. I think that was the moment where they were still fine, of course. I mean, everything's objectively equal. But once we got the bishop pair, the game kind of keeps dragging on. It goes on forever and ever. And from a practical standpoint, I think that's where it started to turn. I felt like if they had played h4, if they had gone h4 and tried to do something on the king side rather than simplifying with bishop takes knight, I feel like their chance would have been great to save the game, maybe even win the game. I have a feeling Black might be better there. But once we got that, it was still very chaotic and unclear. But at least with the two bishops, and the game it drags on. And Armageddon, that's all you really want, is for the game just to go on forever and ever and ever.
Eric and Jordan, you navigated this perfectly. And I hate to be the bearer of bad tidings. I did not see this move at all. But there was a critical moment. You found all of the right moves here. And in this position, there was this crazy idea, knight to c3, but the point is not to trade. It's to cut the coordination between the rooks. And then you have the check on h2, check on h1, and the skew are absolutely impossible to find. Can you guys kind of share your thoughts on how you thought the game went? Seems like you were pretty satisfied with the outcome of the opening, but maybe you let the clock run too low. What are your thoughts?
I mean, I thought we played pretty okay there, and even giving up the bishop for the knight, I thought our idea of getting our king to f7, queen f5, we had some stability there. It's kind of tricky because we played the right moves afterwards, but those moves require you to follow up, and then the time situation definitely comes into play. So missing knight c3 definitely sucks, but I can't fault how we played too much that game. Obviously I wish we had a bit more time by that stage, and it just, when you're playing in these sharp positions, and then Hikaru is going to be very precise or very resilient when it comes to defending. Like, he found all the right moves, and I'm still kind of thinking about the game a little bit, but I don't feel too bad about it. It really is just the time and just the format which leads to something like this. If we were a bit sharper, it wasn't like our sharpest day. We were definitely playing on the fly in a lot of these positions, trying to find. It took us some time to find a lot of the right moves, and just needed to be a bit sharper today, a bit faster, a bit better at calculating, I think, to navigate it. We were missing quite a few things in our own variations, so I'm not surprised it eventually caught up with us when our position did collapse. But to get to that situation where we caught up on the clocks, had a playable position with an attack, pretty happy with getting to that stage. Just some small regrets about the end of the game, but I thought we did pretty well there.
Levy, I just wanted to shout you out. Obviously, there was a critical moment where we didn't catch the entire audio, but I think you kind of cast the deciding vote for rook c5, which was a pivotal part of the way that you were able to spin this middle game out into the complications that ultimately resulted in victory. Can you walk us through your logic behind this move, and in general, how you saw your role in your partnership with Hikaru, and your general thoughts about the game before we wrap up the show?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, obviously, I was making a joke about being the clown amongst the line of soldiers, but okay, let's be serious. Like, I think maybe even Hikaru on his own would perform better than with me. I was joking about this before the match even began. I was thinking, like, if Hikaru played 2-on-1 purely against these two guys, no disrespect whatsoever, but I was just thinking, like, I'm not sure, like, adding me to the team, I'm not even sure helps. So that was sort of my philosophy. My philosophy was going to be, let me suggest, a confrontational opening. Let me be focused and sharp, and ultimately, since I'm controlling the mouse, like, late in the game, I have to, I can't just sit and be like, Hikaru, tell me every single move. For this game in particular, I was happy to come up with, like, this idea, bishop f3 on move 25, and just try to keep the game going. I mean, a couple of times, like, I would have very clearly steered the car off of the cliff. I was trying to, like, hang pieces left and right. I think the point was just, like, keep pressure on the clock and continue to, make threatening, attacking moves, pieces on the board. and ultimately it paid off. But I mean, Jordan and Eric defended like more than perfect for a long time, and then they slipped up. But that's the nature of Armageddon. So.
Mm-hmm. It is indeed. Well, I want to thank all four of you for your incredible effort in making this live up to its hype, and there was a lot of hype. But ultimately, the last quarterfinal match goes to Hikaru Nakamura and Levi Rosman. They win the Armageddon game with an incredible final time scramble. That means we have our semifinalists set, our 2 matchups. The first one coming up this Friday, folks. This Friday at 1 p.m. Eastern Time, 10 a.m. in San Francisco. Fabi and Christian, the C-Squared crew, will face off against the Minnesota Vikings. Well, not really the Vikings, but Alice and Wesley. They team up. They face Fabi and Christian, and Levi and Hikaru will correspondingly face the commentators. Robert and I will have a very difficult challenge ahead of us.
Yeah, you guys absolutely suck. You suck, all right? And we're going to destroy you. How about that? Yeah. I was coming into this match ready to be eliminated today, ready to throw the team under the bus, but we're the best team in the league, and y'all trash, and it's on. It's on site. Am I seeing you in Boston, like tomorrow? Are you coming to Boston?
No, not. Are you asking me?
Yeah. Like, so we could just fight
for the sports. Oh, for the sports conference. No, unfortunately, I'm staying home for a bit, but I will take you up on that fight. I'll take a rain check. If that's okay.
No problem.
But we're like, Robert and I are like the old guys, sitting in the bar, smoking a cigar, talking. I remember 1960, we faced FM Geller, but it's going to be a fun match. But the first one coming up is this Friday between Alice, Wesley, and Christian and Fabi. Folks, it was a really fun time. It was a great honor to cover this match from the coveted commentator's chair. Jordan, Eric, Hikaru, and Levi, I want to thank all of you for your amazing effort. With that, the quarterfinals of the Team Chess Battle have concluded. We will see you on Friday at 1 p.m. for the final, the first of the 2 semifinals. It's been real. I'm Grandmaster Daniel Naroditsky. Team Chess comes back on Friday. We'll see you then. Goodbye for now.